Despite all the evidence to the contrary, there are thousands of people who still believe that the Earth is flat. There are also those who believe that the Earth is hollow. I always thought that this idea originated from Jules Verne when he wrote his A Journey to the Center of the Earth, but I was wrong. The notion that there are people living in a world inside our Earth is much, much older than Jules Verne. Possibly Edmund Halley, the man who calculated the comet's periodic appearances in our solar system, was the first scientist to suspect that the Earth may be hollow. His theory was that the Earth consists of concentric spheres, all rotating in different directions around a fixed core. According to him, this would explain why there are sometimes erroneous readings of the Earth's magnetic field. The air escaping from inside also causes the aurora borealis. Don't be too critical of Halley. In his time, science was still wearing swaddling clothes. Halley did stir up the scientific community, but the idea of a hollow earth has come a long way. Dante's Inferno in 1324 was possibly the first fiction about the hollow earth. In the work, Dante describes hell as he sees and understands the place. In Greek mythology, thousands of years before Dante, hell is called Hades. There are similar underworlds or punishment camps for sinners in many mythologies, like those of the Scandinavians, Jews, Buddhists, and many others. In other words, these were places you went to after you died. However, for many peoples, the hollow earth is part of their creation mythology. Tribes in India, Cuba, Papua New Guinea, and the indigenous people of North America believe that their ancestors emerged from one or more caves deep within the earth to live on the surface. Similar stories are also told in South America. Apparently, the Incas emerged from a cave deep within the earth to establish their empire on the surface. Eskimos and the people of Mongolia have similar creation stories. In Northern Ireland, there is a myth about tunnels connecting the Earth's surface with the land of the Tuatha De Danann, deep underground. According to tradition, these fairy folk went to Ireland in ancient times and brought forth the Druids. Then they returned to their land. Regardless of when or where the theory of the hollow earth originated, the idea has grown over time and found a firm place in the fertile soil of human imagination. In 1818, John Cleves Symmes published a work declaring that the earth is hollow. He thus became the most famous and successful advocate for the idea. Unlike Halley, Symmes claimed that the earth is entirely hollow and that there is a small sun hanging in the center. Opening to this world inside the earth can be found at the two poles. These two openings later became known as Symmes holes. Of course, Symmes' publication was met with ridicule and disdain, especially from the scientists. Symmes didn't let him get down though, and launched a campaign to send an expedition to the North Pole to prove his theory. He enjoyed widespread support, and his request for funding was submitted to Congress in 1822, but Congress rejected the request. Symmes continued to spread his theory until his death in 1849. Even today, there are still people who believe that the earth is hollow. Most of these people believe that the inner earth is a tropical paradise inhabited by an advanced race of giants or extraterrestrial beings or humans. They are peaceful and far more advanced than the people living on the surface. The perfect climate inside causes the animals, humans, and plants to grow much larger and healthier. To me, it definitely sounds more like paradise than hell. There are also those who believe that UFOs come from inside the Earth. Perhaps that is why plans were made as recently as 2022 to try and find one of the openings to the inner Earth. A nuclear-powered icebreaker would be deployed to search for the opening in the sea near Murmansk, where it would be hidden under dense fog and or a layer of ice. Now, either this expedition was nipped in the bud, or the icebreaker did find the opening, and now the scientists and crew are living it up in the inner paradise. Or maybe the expedition was thwarted by the pandemic.